All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Pokemon Black and White 2 game discussion. Now we done Black and White 1 about a couple months ago, and I'm always joined with Harrison again.
What's up?
So I we you play Black and White 2, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I actually played it
Mhm.
before they had an English translation on like my
Emulator.
dad's emulator on his laptop, and I had to use like a Japanese walkthrough. It was really whack. 2011 was a weird time.
Well, what did you think of the game?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, like I already liked Black and White, but Black 2 and White 2 basically fixed everything. Well, mostly everything that were that was problematic in Black and White, the original Black and White.
True.
Um, I love how they don't make it so that you just repeat the whole thing. It's new characters, returning characters, new pro tags. Although like the whole adding like a whole another island, it was kind of weird because it just surprised me. I was like, wait, where was this whole like island not here? Was this built in like 2 years? Or maybe it was always there and it was just never had any spotlight. I wasn't sure. I thought it was weird that they had shut off some of like the region,
Mhm.
hell, because of like construction or something. And don't get me wrong, I love like the new layout and like the gyms were changed a bit, some of them, and then we had new gym leaders. Um, and some characters had their designs updated. But that was cool. And I think the biggest thing for Black 2 and White 2 for me, every single trainer had a unique uh, animation. Even like even the normal ones, not just the special characters, like the normal AI
Okay.
NPCs. So I thought that was cool.
Okay. For me, like what I really thought was cool is like, I don't know if this is the first time, but like we were able to fuse Kyurem and Reshiram with like the fusion thing, DNA.
Hmm.
I don't know if
Hmm.
this is the first time, but I thought that was really cool. And you could also separate them, so they're not like a keep thing where you can stay like that. You can actually defuse them.
Right, and so you can use all three, regular, black, and white Kyurem,
Mhm.
whenever you want, which was cool because I think that was the first time they introduced like fusing, but it made sense lore-wise because Kyurem, Zekrom, and Reshiram were all dragons all part of the same dragon originally, right?
Mhm.
So they kind of expanded on that. Um, to a point that I hope we get a Pokemon Legends Kyurem,
Mhm.
so we can explore what the original dragon looked like. Because everyone's been wondering, there's fan art out there everywhere. We're all wondering, what did the original dragon look like? What was his name? And I'm actually on the argument that the original dragon name is Kyurem. It's just that because when they separated, the husk was left over, but it's still Kyurem.
Mhm.
So that's my reasoning for the name of the original dragon.
Mhm. I think also the region is, I guess, in some ways very underrated. Maybe because if you look at the anime, or like just because like this I think Gen 5 was something. It was different from Gen 4, and some people I would say didn't like it very much because this was a different perspective. They had rotational battles, um, different graphics nowadays. But I think
Hmm.
it's very underrated because like they don't give it a chance. Even when I first played, I didn't give it much of a chance. But after playing it
Hmm.
constantly, you get to like really understand like, oh, how beautiful these graphics are, and like the camera movements as well.
Hmm. And I think they actually added. This is not the first time, obviously, but this is like one of the first few times that they actually went heavy with the animations and like the cutscenes.
Right.
Like they did it for Black and White 1,
Hmm.
but they went ham for Black 2 and White 2. I mean, with Opelucid City freezing over, we have the arrival of Kyurem, we have the like short battle between Kyurem and Reshiram or Zekrom, depending on which game you started with. So cutscenes went hard,
Hmm.
and I don't know, I just really liked Black 2 and White 2. And It's I think it's a little bit slept on. I mean, yes, it had a really good sales. It did good in terms of sales. But like whenever people talk about Unova, people instantly talk about Black and White, right? Because that's the original, right?
Mhm.
And Black 2 and White 2 are sequels, don't get me wrong, but the storyline in itself is pretty unique and is standalone because they make allusions to the first games itself. So be you don't have to essentially play the first games to understand what's going on because they do it for you, which is quite nice.
Mhm. I think also into the games, my favorite part is always like as you said before, the cities like Black City and I think White Forest.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think they expanded on it
yeah
in this game. They made it like a battle tower
yeah.
esque kind of game. Yeah.
I always liked that because it was mainly because it was only exclusive in certain games. You know, if you play Black, you get Black City, White Forest. I think in my personal opinion, I think I like Black City a little bit better. I don't know, something about that feel.
I actually prefer the White Forest, not to like be devil's advocate, just to be not to be a contrarian.
Mhm,
I just like the aesthetic of the forest. But I played Black myself,
mhm,
and it was cool, but it was just really like I don't know. For me, Black City in both games, because I mean they're essentially the same.
mhm.
Both Black and its sequel. It was just another Castelia city with less areas to go inside. They're just really tall skyscrapers. Um, at least in Black 2 and White 2, they didn't lock like half of the region, you know. But they did lock the beginning parts of the region from the previous game, if you remember.
Yeah.
Because in this game we start in Aspertia City,
Mhm.
going on to I forgot the name of that city, where Roxy is the gym leader, and then you go to Castelia and continue the same-ish path. Uh, but like what was it, New Bema Town, um, and like Striaton City and Anchor City, like that's like completely sealed off until the like post game,
Mhm.
and I just never understood why. Because if I remember correctly, there wasn't really any much significance about those places, anyways. I mean, I guess you could go back and re-challenge the gyms, maybe, but you can always do that in the Pokemon World Tournament.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of these games, what new feature did you enjoy the most from the sequels that wasn't in the original?
Ah, that's a good question. Oh my god, there's just so many good ones. I like the features. I obviously would like is the rotational battles that it had. I don't know if that was in the old ones. Might have been,
It
but
was. It was. I think it's just the special like rotation slash triple battles were further emphasized
mhm.
in the sequels.
I like that. I like that one for sure. I think I don't know. What's the thing? Was it? Oh, the whole feature. I don't know if this is a feature, but my favorite scene was when Kieran froze. Like, was it? Did Kieran freeze one city? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
He froze the whole
Elusive
city.
City,
Yeah, in one go. Yeah,
Drayden City.
that was very cool. I don't know. I don't think that. I don't know if that's you could consider that like a new feature they had, but I like that very much.
Well, I mean, part of the storyline, yeah. I mean
Yeah.
that's a cool plot point. I guess for me, it was the introduction of the Pokemon World Tournament
Mhm.
that floored me because they went hard with what they did with that. They made returning gym leaders and champions challengeable.
Mhm.
They redid their themes. That's what blew me away. They redid all of their themes
Right.
and gave them a relatively competitive like move set for their Pokemon. So
Yeah.
I was thoroughly
It was
impressed.
very cool because it was like a bracket system where I think it was like a eight
It was a
people.
tournament.
Yeah, 8 people can. I think it was like 8 people were in the tournament,
Hmm.
and then like you face off in the finals. It was very cool. You had like people from old generations like Red. You have Cynthia. You have Blue. Like people from the old days coming in a fight, which is very cool.
Hmm.
And I kind of sad that they never brought it back in the later games. You know, like XY,
Yeah,
all
that
that.
was like the peak. That was almost like the peak of Pokemon. It probably actually I would probably consider it as part of the peak of Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon has always been kind of like plateaued, and we've already talked about that in the past.
Right.
But the Pokemon World Tournament with that in Black 2 and White 2, was like a peak for me. And amongst like other features, I think another feature that made the game a little bit more fun was challenge mode. Did you ever play on challenge mode?
Yes. I got my ass wrecked.
It was hard. I think at some point in my life I want to go back and try to nuzlocke it.
Hmm.
Um, because I just did not expect the level of difficulty that would come from it. Um, what do you think about let's see. What do you think about our rival in this game, Hugh, as his default name goes?
Hugh? To be honest, I don't know much of Hughes. I don't think he caused me too much trouble. I did like him. He was pretty cool.
Yeah, he wasn't an asshole, which was fine. But he wasn't like all super buddy buddy. He was like, oh, you can handle this,
Hmm.
and he could hold it for the most part. I think his whole premise was, yeah, that's right. He hated Team Plasma because they stole his sister's Purloin
Hmm.
or whatever, and he just hated them ever since. I'm just like, uh, but I think plot-wise, there was an interesting thing that I like was impressed by. Whenever the Team Plasma ideology split,
Hmm.
so you had one that followed the ideology of N,
Hmm.
liberate and save Pokemon for their sake, and then you have the other that followed Getsus. Pokemon are tools, world domination, that kind of thing. So then you have the remnants of old Team Plasma, and then you have them now, the the
Yeah.
actual bad guy team for Black and White 2 Neo Team Plasma,
Hmm.
which also had a banger of a battle theme.
Yeah.
they're like pirates.
Did you like the part? I think we fought him in a boat too. I think. I don't know if you remember that part.
uh, who Hugh or
Neo Team Plasma.
oh Neo Team? Yeah, yeah, yeah. At the when we they actually did that promotional cutscene for
Yeah.
the game trailer. Yeah, that was a
That was pretty cool.
cool fight. That was the part actually where I had to use a walkthrough.
Hmm.
Everything else I was able to figure out, but that one you had to put in a code,
Yeah.
and all the characters were in kanji or some kind of Japanese like dialect, not dialect, but um, like language, and I had to like just guess on multiple sources on what it was, and eventually, after countless guessing, I was able to progress the game. So, I have that flashbulb memory in my head. But let's see. What did you think about our new gym leaders? You wanna go through those
See.
all the way to our champion?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
So, gym leader one, instead of the three brothers, the triplets, it's now Sharon, who
Right.
our rival from the first game.
Hmm.
Honestly,
Mm.
he wasn't that hard
Right.
unless you Nuzlocke.
Right.
Like, if you Nuzlocke against him, it's bad because that Lillipup has a workup.
Hmm.
And oh my god, I've lost runs because of that.
Right.
Normal runs. So, Sharon, actually, overall, like, if I'm just doing a regular, like, playthrough,
Hmm.
in terms of, like, difficulty, I'd give him, like, you know, uh, a 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
He isn't um he's not as hard as the triplets because the triplets have Pokemon that like directly counter your starter,
Hmm.
and that's remedied by getting the monkey, but not everyone gets the monkey, right?
Right.
Um, but like Sharon, he doesn't usually damage to all your starters, so I mean, I think
Hmm.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Um, Next is Roxy. I've actually lost to Roxy more times than I would like to admit. Because I would choose. Well, let's see.
Would you get a
Um,
bird type by this time? Like a
a
flying?
P, yeah, like a P Dev.
Okay.
It's that Whirlipede, dude. So actually, no matter which starter I chose, I would always end up like having to like use items or like
Hmm.
have a Pokemon die. So you choose Snivy. That's pretty obvious. poison beats grass out. Tepig actually does not, and Pignite does not actually kill that stupid Whirlipede in one hit unless you overlevel.
Yeah.
Like, he crashed. Like, it has just enough special or slash physical defense that it can live and attack. And what sucks that it like poisons you and do poison and then Venoshock. That was nasty. You know what Venoshock does, right?
Venoshock, it's like a poison jab in a way, right?
Well, no. What it does is it does double damage to a poison target, and most of her Pokemon either
Have
poison
like
gas, toxic, or poison point as an ability. So Venoshock was gonna hurt.
because I think when you would summon any Pokemon, I think she would start off with like setting up a status alignment on you, and then
Yeah.
they would stack up on that poison jab. No wonder you would die so fast.
Right. And so I would give her.
It's hard to say because I want
Definitely.
to give her a 7, but like,
I'm gonna give her an 8.
yeah, I'm gonna say
This
8
is-
because no item wise, you're probably gonna need an 8.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next is Berg. Berg's about the same. I mean, I don't remember what we gave him in the last video. But like, he really wasn't that bad. Like, you can go catch like a Darumaka and evolve to Darmanitan in the desert up ahead.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's a lie. No, you can't. They blocked it off. Colress blocked it off with the crystals. So you can't.
Well,
Never
then
mind.
if that's not the case, then the best part is you have a Tranquil this time. At least you should.
That's true. Tranquil.
I think
But you have a water type this time that deal his dwell.
if you do, you should have an Oshawott or maybe a Tadpole or a Seismitoad. If you find that in the
Temple.
temple, that could be your water
But-
type. But I don't know.
Can you find a temple in before?
I don't know. I remember we
I
used you find. I know you can find one back in the old days, back in Black and White, before you hit Castilla City.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you
I
can find one
don't.
now.
I don't think that the same applies. For Black and White too. Although I think in the sewers you can catch some Pokemon. You can catch like some bulky Pokemon like Grimer or Trubbish. I remember that doing that sewer mission. It pissed me off so much because it just took so long. Overall, Berg though, I guess. I don't remember what I gave him, but I'll give him a 7 this time. Little bit harder. And I don't know. What do you think?
I'll
would you
give
rate
him a 6 because the team I run when I played against him was I used to have Tranquil do most of the damage, and with Dwebble I use a D-Wall to finish off. Yeah.
Do one. Okay.
The Vandy, honestly, if you think about it, doesn't really do much damage. With the Tranquil, you can outspeed and should one-shot with Air Slash.
Even if you don't outspeed, like 4 times weak to flying, so it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Next is Elisa, who had her design reworked.
Yeah.
She's even more of a fashion model now. Her old gym is just an amusement park.
Right.
And let's see. Let me see.
Rather than 2 Amalgos, it'd be the second one. It's a Flaffy.
I see.
Yeah.
In the past, it was Emolga, Zebstrika,
And another
And-
Amalgo.
and another Emolga.
Yeah.
She's about the same level as the first game, so that's not too much of a change.
It's the Amalga that would cause you the problems.
Mhm.
But I think she kind of downgraded because she only has 1 now besides 2.
Yeah, I think the Flappy just
Yeah.
kind of nerfed her.
Right.
So whatever rating we gave her in the last one, I'll bring it down 1. I think I probably gave her an 8 last time. I'll give her a 7. And if it's something lower than that for people watching, whatever we gave in the last video, just do 1 less for this time around.
Will we get a rock type or like some type of rock Pokemon at this point? Like a Drillbur or anything?
I don't think so.
Oh. No,
Although I mean, we can catch a Sandile, so I mean, I think we're okay.
Sandile. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Jim the-
Next, Clay. He has a Sand Slash now.
Sand Slash, Croc Rock, Excadrill.
I don't no.
To be honest, I'm not even gonna
Um,
lie with you. For me, when I fought Clay, he was super easy.
I mean, he's always been easy. I think they made him even easier because that Seismitoad
Hmm.
was beefy, so he should have kept that. Like the Palpitoad or Seismitoad, whatever. Like that's what made him like
Yeah.
tough to
It
deal with.
actually, if he did have it, it actually got exchanged for Sand Slash.
Yeah, it got exchanged for sand, and I think that made it weaker because like a water type that you know that
Hmm.
has electric resistance. I mean, like
Yeah.
and neutral to water.
Right.
I mean, that's much better than the rest of this team, right? So, Execute's still scary. So, Clay is even easier. I'll give him like a 4 or
Yeah, I give it
3.
4. Yeah. You really shouldn't be trouble.
Um, Skyla. So, they changed her team up a bit, didn't they? So, they gave her a Skarmory, but in the past, what did they give her? Let's see. In the past, they gave her a Unpheasant. So, I'd say she's a bit harder now
Yeah, the
because.
Skarmory being neutral, I guess, to flying. To her electric.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus the levels are a little bit higher compared to the first game. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are higher.
Right. Yeah, 37, 39.
Hmm. Whatever, I think I might have given her a 7. I'll give her, no, I think I gave her like a 6 last time. I'll give her a 7 this time. Just because that Skarmory with that steel resistance, because by this point, like, steel is still a very strong type by this
Mm-hmm.
point. So, I think we're good on that one. Um, So the seventh gym leader, it's Opelucid City. It's no longer between Iris or Drayden for the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's now
Just straight up Drayden.
just Drayden. And he has a Flygon instead of a Fracture,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot stronger. And plus the level is a lot higher.
Mm-hmm.
But hmm, I don't remember what I gave him, but if I give him a 7, I'll give him an 8 this time. That Flygon is scary. I mean,
We don't.
um,
I don't think
if
we'll
you,
have any ice or dragon type yet.
no, not at least not any strong ones, because what was it? Icarus City, or is that what it's called? Icarus City. Yeah, we can't go there because that's been blocked off. That part of the region's been blocked off, and I don't know any other place you can get an ice type.
Yeah,
So unless we're missing something, but I mean, other than that, I'm comfortable giving him like an
I'm gonna give it like
8.
a 8. Yeah.
Now, another brand new gym leader, Marlin, water type gym leader. Um, let's see. Caracasa was easy to deal with because if you had a grass type,
It's 4
Whale
times.
Lord, Whale Lord was scary, but he was okay to deal with. If he had water spell, oh my god, that would scare me. Jelly Set was actually another annoying Pokemon to deal with as well. Raw rating, I'll give Marlin a 7. He was
Yeah,
rough, but not that rough.
I gave him like 6.5. I don't think I had too much trouble. I think at this time I had an electric type with me, so
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
could be good.
I don't think I ran like electric type. I guess the only electric type I would run would probably be the
So
Galvantula.
I either had Galvantula or Zebstrika at this
Is
point.
that striker?
Yeah.
I don't know if I tried to get. I think at one point I tried to get an Electros, but that's like so much leveling.
Yeah.
That or Kling. I don't. No, I never use Kling. That's not me. Okay. Now that we're done with the 8th gym, funny enough, I can't believe they took away Route 10. Do you remember the theme for Route 10?
No.
Just before the victory room? Oh, dude. Like, after this, give it a listen.
Hmm.
Route 10 is iconic. Iconic theme from Black and White. And they took it away,
Okay.
which, like, makes me sad. But, let's move on to our Elite Four members. Oh, man. Yeah, so we have Pop Rodriguez, Golur Chandelure, and she switched out Jellicent from the first game for a Drifblim.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like, I don't know if that was a good pick or not.
I don't think this. She really never caused me a problem because at this time my Samurott would be able to usually sweep like
Yeah,
two
I could just
Pokemon.
surf.
Yeah,
I could just surf, right? Yeah, so I think Chantal, whatever we gave her in the first, whatever we gave before, if we rated them before,
mm,
like I'd give her like a 5.
okay.
Really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I give her
Uh,
five.
Next was Grimsley. So Grimsley swapped out his. No, no, Grimsley has the exact same team. Grimsley was never really hard for me. I give him a
True.
4.
Yeah, Grimsby was never hard. True. Four.
Now, Caitlyn. Caitlyn kept the same team. But oh my god, dude. Caitlyn, I actually struggled with it. I give her a 6.
6. Okay, I give her a 7 because her Mushana would has the most massive defense I've had, even using my dark types, because she would
Mm-hmm.
heal using like Dream Eater or something or like Sleep. She
Mm-hmm.
would heal up,
Yep.
and then when she would wake up so fast too, and I wouldn't be able to
I
kill it in
know.
time. So she always like caused me as much. So I'll probably give her like a 7.5 or something.
I see. Marshall. Marshall was like on the same. He has the same team as well. He was on the same as Chantal for me. Really not that bad. I could
Right.
just sweep with like neutral, like surf or something.
Or use
So
my
a 5.
Tranquil or Unpheasant, whatever the crap I have.
Yeah. So probably probably a 5. Yeah, I'll give Marshall a 5.
Yeah, 5.
Now Iris. I actually lost against Iris a couple times. Frustratingly so. Um. So Iris has 2 Pokemon that caught me off guard because they weren't dragon types. Aggron and Lapras. What the hell?
Because they weren't dragon types. They were
They
like,
weren't dragon types, so that caught me off guard. I had an ice type. Oh no, and Archeops.
yeah,
So they send out like I'll send out an ice type if I have one by this point, and they'll just kill it, right?
right.
Or if I had a dragon type of my own, Lapras just dealt with it. So I was like, are you kidding me?
And not to mention, Hydreigon alone is pretty hard to handle.
Yeah, her dragon's actually like that's cheating.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. Her dragon actually actually had swept my team. Not her Haxorus, but
Yeah,
her Hydreigon.
yeah.
That's the pseudo.
I would have a Haxorus by the time, and usually, I'm not gonna lie, if my Haxorus goes down, I'm pretty much like gone.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'll use Samurott to deal with Archeops and Aggron,
yeah,
and then I'll use like Galvantula to try to deal with Lapras.
right.
I'll try to use Haxorus to deal with her Dredagon and her Haxorus. Hydreigon, I had to pray for. Oh my god.
I would actually have to switch some TMs, put my give my Samurott an Ice Beam just to
So
see if it can do work. Yeah,
yeah. Compared that to Alder, I don't know. Like Alder wasn't really that bad. Like yes, you actually technically fight N because N beats Alder.
right.
But like, upon a rematch, looking at team composition,
I think Iris is stronger, dude.
Iris is stronger.
Yeah.
And on another note, like the hardest Pokemon to deal with on Alder's team for me was Volcarona.
Right.
But like that's his ace. Because Quiver Dance Bug Buzz, oh my god. I came into the fight like 10 levels under level, and I was like, oh my god, I got destroyed.
Yeah, but
Uh,
yeah,
but Iris, what would you rate? I give her like a 9 out of 10, bro.
I give her a 9 out of 10 too. 9 out of 10 or 9. Yeah, 9 out of 10. That was
Yeah.
because her team
It
is not
doesn't.
completely of a dragons too. You get
Mm-hmm.
your defense drop because you have an Aggron and an Archeops.
Alright.
And pretty much with Aggron, you might have to use fighting. I don't know if he's neutral fire or super effective.
Oh, he's neutral with fire because he's steel
He's
rock.
still rock, right?
But he's 4 weak against
That's
fighting
fighting.
and 4
Yeah.
weak and ground.
Ground, yeah. So I
But
mean,
I'm looking at the move sets and I'm just like, dude, some of these like they are they're the reworked move sets are scary.
right.
um, God, man. Uh, so Iris, nine. I wouldn't say she's. Ooh, I will argue that she's on par with Cynthia.
Okay.
And actually, I'll say challenge mode Iris is harder than Cynthia.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Um, what do you think? Agree? Disagree?
I would see it. Would she be harder than the Cynthia now in BDSP? Because I think you said last time we talked about they were like
Oh,
Ivy trained, right? Or Pokemon's?
I retrained with competitive
Yeah.
movesets. That's a good point. Um, Hard to say, neck and neck, but I think. Ooh, you bring up a good point. Um, I would say BDSP Cynthia would be just above challenge mode Iris.
I just say Cynthia would be better because because she just has more mixture of Pokemon with
Mm-hmm.
her things. Cynthia has more mixture. Iris is more competitive of dragon, so not gonna lie, I don't think anyone's well, if it is, you're gonna take that guard jump down. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be pretty rough, so
Okay, fair point, fair point.
yeah.
Okay. Um, let's do the rematch teams.
Rematch teams.
So yeah, so Chantal has two different rematch teams for hers. So we'll just do the regular one. Um, so she adds in a Mismagius and a Frostlass. Um, they're kind of squishy. I guess the only thing is that like yeah, they're. I'll be honest. I don't think for me the difficulty with Chantal subbing in the Frostlass and Mismagius doesn't really change much for me.
Yeah,
I'll be
I
honest.
think it doesn't really affect anything. You still be
Mhm.
fine.
But I will say, um, with the Frostlass and like Snowcloak, the thing is like she doesn't set up hail, so like the Frostlass is you know
Hmm.
easily be hit, and she has no way to boost evasiveness or decrease accuracy with that Frostlass, so it's just kind of like there.
Right.
It's a strong Pokemon, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of there. Now, Grimsley, he brings in a Houndoom and a Honchkrow.
Hmm. Uh, so with Houndoom, I would let my Samurott take him,
Oh yeah.
and with Honchkrow, I don't know. Like, so Honchkrow, I could either at this point in my team, I would either have my Zebstrika or my Excadrill take him on.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like Honchkrow is pretty rough. Even if I do am super effective, he's still kind of bulky. I don't know if he's bulky, but he did give me some hard time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Um, I would give Grimsley's new team maybe half a leg up, so like 5.5.
Hmm.
Honchkrow is annoying, fast, and it hits hard, so Houndoom, Houndoom is strong, don't get me wrong, but yeah, like you said, I could just surf it away, so really not that big of a deal.
Hmm.
Um, Caitlyn, oh, Meta Girls.
And a Gallade. I hate a
And a
Gallade.
Gallade. I give her like one more up than I gave her. I'll give her like a 7 now, dude.
I don't know, but I don't know if it's the thing, but I felt like Gallade outspeeded my entire team for some reason.
It is fast.
Yeah.
And it has coverage with Night Slash and Leaf Blade.
Right.
That's crazy, dude. So I'll give her like a 7 to 7.5 this time
Yeah.
with the rematch.
7.5.
And then Marshall, he adds in Lucario and Medicham. Not gonna lie, not that
Not
much
that bad to
different.
be honest.
No, I'd probably keep it the same actually,
Yeah.
arguably. And then Iris, she subs out uh, Dredagon for Salamence, which is a much better choice. Um, so she has two pseudo legendaries on her team, making difficulty, I'd say half a leg higher because you can just deal with it with an ice move.
Hmm.
So she's like a 9.5 for me now.
Yeah.
The challenge mode teams of our gym leader and Elite Foreign Champion,
Okay.
just to compare. So think of it like the strongest form of uh, our
Of
partner
the of
characters.
each gym leaders, right? Okay.
Yeah. you can fight the gym leaders in in the Pokemon World Tournament. That's their team at their strongest.
Oh.
So I'm looking at that right now. So let's go over that. Forget challenge mode.
Okay.
Let's go through that because I think some of those teams are repeats. Yeah,
Okay.
they are repeats. Okay.
Oh my god. Wow, they are buffed.
Yeah, they are hella buff. So Sharon, Stoutland, Porygon, Chinchino, Licky Licky, Castform, Bufalon. Castform, I don't know why. Chinchino, I would have probably done something else. But I give Sharon's like full power team.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a 6, man, 6 or 7.
Okay. 6.5. Okay.
Okay. Roxy, Scolipede, Toxicroak, Garbodor, Crobat, Drapion, and Among Us, sorry.
Goddamn. Okay.
That's a solid team. Scolipede, Toxicroak, Drapion, Crobat for sure. Solid Pokemon. I give her an 8 for this one.
Yeah.
8.5. Yeah. Her difficulty has not changed. It's like for at least for the point you are, it's a solid team. Bird, Leavanny, Vespiquen, Crustle, Heracross, Acelgar, and Durant. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I want to give him a 5, to be honest. I don't think this. Even
I
with the
agree
addition
with
of
that.
Durant and Heracross, he's still pretty squishy with fire and flying.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on that one. Now, Elisa, Zebstrika, Ampharos, Luxray, Emolga, Electros, and Stunfisk. Zebstrika, Ampharos, Emolga, Electros, Luxray. Solid Pokemon.
Electros with him, I think he has Levitate or something.
Levitate. Yeah.
So Earthquake doesn't work. So you have to be. I think you have to be neutral against this guy.
It has no weakness. The only one you could probably have to use like Smackdown or something like. You can only do neutral against them.
Right. Yeah.
So I think her difficulty has gone up. So I give her an 8 now.
Give her,
8.
I don't know. I give her a 9. That Electros.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because it has Levitate, and you're pretty much neutral at that point. You had to, either you're gonna have to be pretty lucky with the team you bred, or you have to like just hope you get good hits.
Fair. Next is Clay, Excadrill, Flygon, Crocodile, Seismitoad, Mamoswine, and Golurk. Surf, Ice Beam, you're done.
Surf and Ice Beam. And I guess with Seismitoad, maybe Leaf Blade if you have any grass type, or Leavanny if you have that. Yeah.
So his difficulty is probably like a notch higher because he has Dragon coverage with Flygon. I can't agree with Skyla's team, bro. Swanna, Jumpluff, Drifblim, Mandibus, Arceus, and Braviary. Jumpluff? Really? Like, I don't know. I feel like for her, I'd say the difficulty has gone down. She should have kept the Skarmory instead of
it's either gone down or stay the same because like now you don't have you lost a Skarmory, which is I think would be really good. Rather than Drifblim, just kept the Skarmory. Because you can Rock Claw or Stone Edge all these things.
Yeah. And Jumpluff is just like not that great.
It's too squishy for Pokemon, really. Like
it's too squishy. It doesn't even have like Cotton Guard or anything like that. Like I have to give Skyla half a notch down or a whole notch down because of that.
Right, yeah.
Right down to a 5. Drayden just looks like Iris' team basically.
Yeah.
Axorus, Druddigon, Hydreigon, Flygon, Altaris, Salamence. Solid team. 8.5 for me.
8.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 pseudo legendaries and 2 solid Hoenn, 2 non pseudo legendary solid Hoenn dragon Pokemon, and Druddigon. Druddigon, I feel like he could use some. You should add like Dragonite, or Kingdra or something like that. That would have been better. But that's solid. Marlin, Jellicent, Caracosta, Starmie, Quagsire, Cloyster, and Wailord. I think those fit his playstyle. I don't think he's the type to use like a Milotic, but like he should have used like a Ludicolo or something, you know?
Yeah.
Ludicolo I feel like Ludicolo would fit his playstyle, or a Whiscash instead of Quagsire. overall, maybe a notch harder, so
Yeah,
like
maybe
six
not.
and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.5 or 7, something like that. And since they're present, because we don't actually get to fight them,
Uh-huh.
um, let's go through the old gym leaders. Chili, Semiseer, Canberra, Heatworn, Dimantic, Arcanite, Emboar.
To be honest,
Surf,
I would just sweep them with just Surf.
Sweep,
Surf,
Surf, yeah.
Earthquakes. I mean, Rock. Any Rock type too. I
Mm,
don't because you don't have a mixture of anything. He's just straight off fire. So
it's just, well, I mean, yeah. And yeah, there's only two Pokemon that have, like, four of them are pure water, pure fire types,
yeah,
um, so I give him like
I want to say
four.
a three or
I would say
something.
three.
He
I'll
just
give him a
just
four.
because he doesn't at this point he doesn't have any diversity. Really,
Mhm.
it's just he's just straight off fire.
Fair enough, fair enough. Press. Simipour, Crawdaunt, Samurai, Azumarill, Slowking, Seismitoad. I would actually give him a 5.5. Slowking is beefy, Seismitoad is beefy. Samurai, we know how good Samurai. I love Samurai. Simipour, and that's just like um not ace, but like mascot Pokemon.
Right.
Azumarill could use something else. I feel like Crest should have used up Milotic for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, 5.5 to 6. Crest, what do you think?
5.5.
5.5.
I will say same 5.5. Yeah.
Okay. Silent or Salon. Simisage, Ferrothorn, Superior, Jumpluff, Whimsicott, and Lilligant. Ferrothorn, Superior, they're fine. Simisage, that's his mascot. Can't get rid of that. Jumpluff again. Whimsicott, that's just basically a Jumpluff and Lilligant. Dude, like, I don't know. Those are the move, man. Like,
Yeah.
he could have. See, Silent actually, he probably now he another person who could have used like Ludicolo for coverage. Um, let's see. Yeah, no, Silent probably I'll do the same as Chili, give him 4,
Mhm.
maybe 4.5, because because yeah, I'll
I,
say 4.5.
I
I feel like he's slightly
yeah.
harder than Chili.
I want to give him a 5, not because like he's rough, but when you go to Lilligant and her quiver dance, for some reason with me, I always get confused and I would never hit her. I would have to switch it out
Okay.
to get rid of confusion.
Ooh, okay, that's fair.
You know.
Uh, Next is Lenora. Watchog, Chinchino, Braviary, Salisbuck, Kangaskhan, Licky Licky.
Ooh,
That fits her playstyle, like some beefy pose, like
those
Salisbuck,
are
Kangaskhan, Licky,
those are
beefy.
some defensive Pokemon. Yeah.
They didn't give her Stoutland because that's
Yeah.
Sharon's age. Solid 6.5 for sure.
Yep. 6. Yeah. 6.5. Yeah.
Bryson. Cryogonal, Beartic, Vanillas, Weavile, Dugong, Walrein. Ice is actually particularly weak, but Walrein, Dugong, solid Pokemon. Weavile, solid. Beartic, solid. Vanillux, a little bit underrated. Cryogonal, just ugly. Get that out of my face. Um, 6.5
Dragonite.
for
Yeah.
me.
6. I give him a 5. I don't really have trouble with him.
Okay. Um, and we don't have to go through the other gym leaders because
Mm,
that's not the point of.
yeah.
They're not from this region.
Do
Now,
Do you want to talk about fighting Bianca? I know she's not.
Bianca.
Do you know? Do you see your team or?
I do.
Okay.
Hmm.
Should we talk about it or?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Musharna, Samurott, Ambar, Superior Step, and Paxos. Overall, very round, well-rounded. Musharna being her mascot Pokemon. I mean, you have the whole like mana
Mhm.
quest line.
Right.
Bianca, I don't know, dude. I give her like a 5.
Give her a 5.
Um, give her a 5
I
for
also
sure.
would give her a 5 because she has types that. Well, she has these very rounded for sure, but there's also types that I think I wouldn't have trouble against because I mean 3 of them were starters already, so
Mm-hmm.
so I think I wouldn't have trouble. Maybe the only trouble will probably be Haxorus and Musharna because Musharna is really durable.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go back to our Elite Four gamers. So, in Challenge mode, which is the strongest mode for our Elite Four, Chantal, instead of a miss. Now I'm comparing it to the strongest form in black and white.
Hmm.
The team is the same, except she doesn't have a jelly scent in this one, and the black two, white two, like strongest form.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'd say, but I do think Gengar is a better choice. Although jelly scent is a solid choice because of how beefy it is and cursed body as well. Um, so Chantal's up there, still 7 for me now.
Okay.
Yeah, Grimsley picks it up a notch. So in the original Black White, so instead of so previously his strongest team in the original, Sharpedo, Light Crafty, Drapion, Krookodile, and Bisharp. Sharpedo is a glass cannon. Hits hard, but really weak. And Drapion, solid choice. But in the challenge mode, his strongest form, it's Punch Crow, Scrafty, Crocodile, Houndoom, Bisharp, and Tyranitar. Tyranitar is scary. So I give him up to I'll give him up to a 6.5. Now
6.5.
it's
Okay.
it's strong, but not that much stronger. If you catch my feel.
Hmm. Okay.
What about you?
Give him. I want to say 6. I think with
6.
the addition of Tyranitar, I don't really think there's too much trouble. I still feel like Samurai can do just fine when it gives him.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Caitlyn. So she had, instead of the Sigilif, it's Alakazam, which is a glass cannon. Basically a definition of a glass cannon. Because in the original game, her strongest team was Mishana, Sigilif, Bronzong, Reuniclus, Gothitelle, and Metagross.
Right.
Now, instead of that, it's a Gallade and Alakazam, which are both solid additions. If you can kill the Alakazam, live a hit, like survive a hit or outspeed it somehow, it'll die in like a 1 hit.
Right.
But Alakazam hits hard and is fast. So, like, good luck with that. Caitlyn, because she went from Sigilif to Alakazam, I'd say half higher, so 7.5 for me.
I give her an 8.5 because the Alakazam is fast. I feel like sometimes you need something with sturdy just to live it, because she could outspeed your whole team. I think.
That's true. That's true. She could. Yeah, if you don't have the right team, the composition. Yeah, for sure. All right. In the original game, Marshall's strongest team was Breloom, Sock, Throw, Toxicroak, Mienshao, and Conkeldurr. In the challenge mode, the strongest team composition, Throw, Sock, Machamp, Lucario, Mienshao, and Conkeldurr. So Machamp over Breloom, solid choice. And Lucario over Toxicroak. Yeah. Especially Machamp with no guard. Because with no guard, oh my god. No guard makes it so you can hit what was it? Ghost types too. Oh, not mistaken.
Okay. He is rough. I will give him a 7.5.
7.5. Was the same.
About
And then
Iris.
Yeah. Well, let's. I guess the Lucario and the Machamp is what like raises it for me.
Yeah.
That's what. Right. Iris. So I mentioned it earlier with the Salamence, but like I'm thinking of 9.5 with Salamence for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. 9.5, 10. I don't know. That team is just so much bulkier now.
I know. Her team comp is just so much better than Alder's.
Yeah.
Straight up.
9.5, 10.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So overall, the black 2 and white 2, Unova region. What would you rate it? Everything. We're talking everything.
9.
9. I will agree. Solid.
Because
absolutely solid.
it's just because like black and white, in my opinion, was already good. Black 2 and white 2, it just like increases storyline and made it better, expanding the things. And with having something
Mhm.
like this, it's just really good. It's very hard.
Oh yeah. And just one last thing to tie in the relation to the previous game, the memory link. Have you ever done that?
Memory is what you just trading, or
No. It's where you basically access special cutscenes
Mhm.
that give the insight into what happened during the last 2 years between the first game and then the sequels. How Iris became champion, where did end go,
Mhm.
um, those kind of like things, which was
Oh.
really cool. So, and it'll be funny because like it'll have like the
Mm.
unwavering emotions song in the background with like the sepia like
Right.
flashback tint. So that was cool. It maintained the connection and um, makes it really feel like this game's a sequel. You know.
Right.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that's it from my end.
Yep. That's it from my end too. Thank you all for watching. Take care.
See you in the next one.